Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Screenbox Essential Picks. We have another guest on today, Gabby from Podcast in the Woods. Gabby, how you doing?
Hi, friend. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm tired,
Yay.
but I have a lot of
Yes.
energy at the same time. Every time I come on and do anything with a podcast or talking to anybody, I'm so tired leading up to the moment, and as soon as I'm here, I'm like, I'm ready to go.
I feel that, except this week is a glaring exception. I'm allergic to caffeine, so I feel like I'm always really naturally like just energetic and I have all of this like drive and all of this, but I got strep last Thursday.
Oh no.
I was down for the count until Monday. My baby came home. And Tuesday, he started puking.
Oh no.
And that was Tuesday night. And since then, he has been at both ends.
Oh
Just,
no, I feel so
yeah.
bad. I it
Yeah. And
sucks
it's just,
when our kids get sick. Like, yeah, it sucks when we're sick, but when to see them being sick and like miserable and
yeah.
in that state, it's so hard to deal with. And
Yeah.
you being allergic to caffeine, I don't know if I could live. I love coffee. I have coffee all the time. I mean, yeah, you could have decaf or whatever, but no, 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 no. No.
Yeah.
I need my
No,
caffeine.
I had coffee once. I ended up in the hospital.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, no coffee, no chocolate, no soda pop,
Oh my God, that
anything
is
like that. I
not, that
can't.
life is not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, my wake up with all of those hilarious memes online about like this is what I look like before my coffee. This is what I say before I have my coffee. It's like that's me before my first glass of water. Like,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah,
Oh
like I just
wow.
have to, and I even say to people, I'm like, I'm not hydrated yet. I'm gonna need you to calm
Yeah,
down. Like,
exactly.
and yeah, and everybody else is on their coffee caffeine kick, like jittering around the place all over the place. And I'm just like standing there all calm, like,
But you know what? Props
you
to
need to
you for
chill. Yeah.
having the energy without having an energy boost. That's, I don't
I
know.
am,
I couldn't do
yeah,
it.
I'm pretty good at it, except for this week. I am absolutely exhausted. Um, it's a lot of sick going through the house, and when your baby is sick,
It
it's
sucks.
not just the physical like uh workout of like taking care of them and
Yeah.
constantly washing every single piece of laundry in your house and spraying everything down with Lysol. It's also the emotional, like, you're a baby and you don't know how to tell me, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, he's 5, so he has words, but still, like, I mean, the other night when he was dry heaving,
Oh
this
man.
is so gross. This is so gross. And I'm sorry to anybody listening, but like the other night when he was dry heaving, he was, hanging over his little bucket and he would dry heave and then he would look at me and he would just go, Mommy, why?
Oh no,
And
no,
it's like, no, baby,
no.
I'm so sorry.
It's
I
like
can't
this.
explain the dry heaves to you except that they're horrible, you
Yeah,
know?
just go to sleep. It's okay. Just
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
knocking them out.
And that nothing cements parenthood more, I think, than when you fall asleep with all of the lights on, sitting straight ramrod up
Yeah,
on the couch with their head in your lap, not moving a muscle
yeah,
because they finally fell asleep. And you're like, okay, I'm just going to go to sleep. And every movement that they make, it's like you get maybe 10 or 15 minutes at a time, and then they move and your entire body reacts and you grab the bucket
yeah,
because you're like, oh, he's gonna
yeah,
throw up again, And
yeah.
so it's been trying, and it's gross.
Yeah,
It's just
it
getting
is, but it'll
progressively more
pass.
disgusting, and yeah, and hopefully my coworker, her child had something similar to him. She had it for a month.
Oh no. Oh no. Just make sure they have a
Yeah.
lot of fluids. That's all. Just keep drinking water. Keep drinking water.
I mean, thank God this kid thinks Pedialyte. I have this kid, so he has no idea because I don't drink soda. I
Yeah.
don't do caffeine. I'm not a sugary person. I don't like sweet stuff. So he thinks that Pedialyte and seltzer are soda.
Oh, that's perfect. He's geared
So
up for a
yeah,
perfect life.
yeah. I mean, when I gave him a Pedialyte pop, he was like, "This is a soda popsicle," and I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, enjoy that.
yeah,
Don't let
yeah,
anybody tell you
yeah." And you
otherwise.
only get it sometimes, and yeah, don't tell anybody. You know, and he's just like, "Oh, this is amazing," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Electrolytes."
Well, I hope that he's on a very speedy recovery. Being
Thank
sick
you, thank you.
sucks, and take care of
It's the
yourself as well.
worst.
Get your rest when you can.
Thank you,
But I mean, I
thank you.
guess
I'll get there.
on the upside of
Yeah.
it is you had a lot of time to watch some movies.
I, I'm not a sit still person. And the most torturous thing of last weekend, because he wasn't home last weekend when I first had the strep. He was with his dad. So thankfully I was all alone. I couldn't have functioned with him
Yeah.
here. I couldn't function by myself. Um, I can't sit still for more than 5 or 10 minutes at a time. Even recording is like, there's so many things in my head I have to go do. And um, I laid in my bed for 2.5 days and just watched movies.
Hell yeah.
And it was so great.
It's so
Yeah.
comforting. I love that.
Oh,
That's the one
Shutter
thing
TV,
that.
Screenbox TV, features,
Oh yeah.
recommendations, collections, all of it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I caught up so great. No, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say I'm almost to Boomer's level of watches. I am not.
Oh my
I am
God.
not. Hi, Booms.
He's busy, but he makes sure he watches everything he possibly can.
Every single thing.
I mean, I
he's
had
on
him
like
watch
movie number like 85
I had him watch a
out of
3-hour
365.
movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has time.
Yeah.
He definitely has time.
He makes that time. He's I think for the most part, except for lately, he's actually busier than me.
Yeah, that's
And
what he
he's
was saying.
constantly like,
That's what he was saying to me. Yeah.
I'm watching this and I'm doing this and I watched this. And I'm like, I cleaned for an hour and listened to a podcast. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, yeah, I had to do this and I went to work and, blah, blah, blah. And I also watched 4 movies. And I'm like,
yeah, he's nuts.
I watched an
I
old
can't even
episode
get
of
on that
Supermarket
level.
Sweep while I washed dishes. I know. He's so dedicated. Booms, I love you.
Yeah, he's great, and it was awesome having him on, and it's awesome having you on for this installment.
Thank you.
As
Thank
another,
you.
brief overview for anybody who's tuning into this, whether it be your first episode going into this new series, this is our 3rd episode of Screenbox Essential Picks. I always like to let everybody know that, yeah, the word essential is being used, but it's essential to us. It's why we think you need to go see these movies. So today I picked Killer Party, and Gabby, what did you pick?
I picked my favorite movie of all time, Hell House LLC.
Hell yeah. Both great films. They're both super crazy. Two different, movies. One's a found footage, one's an 80s slasher rocker, which I love, but I feel like these pair really, really well. And they're both on Screenbox, hence why it's called Screenbox Essential Picks. And as you are the guest, I'll let you go and dive into the movie if you want. I can tell everybody what the synopsis is really quick, and then you can go on your spiel about why everybody needs to go and watch this film.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right, so the synopsis is 5 years after an unexplained malfunction causes the death of 15 tour goers and staff on the opening night of a Halloween haunted house tour, a documentary crew travels back to the scene of the tragedy to find out what really happened. That pretty much sums up the whole thing. IMDb did good.
They did good. IMDb, you got it that time. That is a great synopsis that really puts it where we need it to be. To give enough intrigue to check it out. We were just speaking before we started that we both slept on this for a minute.
Yep. It took me about a year and a half until I saw it.
Yeah, me too. And I have to say to everybody listening, if you haven't heard of this movie yet, turn this off when you're done. go and watch it. It's on Screenbox. It's right there. I think I saw two. So
Yeah.
Hell House is a trilogy. I
Yes.
saw two in my recommendations. Is three on there too? Like a Fire?
I can check really, really quickly.
Okay,
But I
while you
know
do
the
that,
second one definitely is.
the second one definitely is um they are actually doing they are expanding the Hell House universe right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the I believe it's called the Carmichael tapes or the Carmichael
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I was
Legacy or
I was
something like
reading up
that is
about
coming out this
that.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it gives me chills to think about. This movie is essential for anybody who maybe subscribe to Screenbox because you want to get a little bit more informed about horror. You want to kind of figure out what scares you. You want to do all of the steps to figure out like what type of a horror fan are you?
Yeah.
You know, because horror is a genre on its own. But I think that horror has so many more subgenres than anything else in
Yeah.
film.
That's 100%
And
true.
yeah, yeah. And this is haunted. This is possessed. This is found footage. This is mockumentary. This is everything that anybody could ever ask for. Um, as seasoned horror fans, well, I didn't actually ask you. I speak for myself. I speak for Booms, and I speak for a lot of diehard horror fans that, when you get to a certain point that you've been watching horror for so long, it's really hard to find something that actually freaks you out.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
this movie scared the ever living hell out of me. If you want to be scared, turn your lights off, close your curtains, put this movie on, and sit in the dark and try to make it through. You can't. I mean, as a lifelong horror fan, over 30 years I've been watching horror. Um, I couldn't. And I still freak out in the middle of the night. If I wake up and I have to go pee, I know the first thought I have in my head, I have to pee. The second thought in my head, that clown's going to be outside my door.
Dude, the
And when
clown.
that
Especially
clown,
if you are afraid of clowns, I'd say
this is the
watch this
clown.
anyway, but just you're warned. That's all I'm saying is that you're
Yeah.
warned.
If you're afraid of clowns, this clown is your validation. This clown, you can point to this clown as to why you're afraid of clowns. This is the
Yeah.
scariest clown. I was never afraid of clowns until I saw this movie. I never had a problem with them. Do you? Makeup? Good. I'm glad. Grease paint. That's okay. But this, I am convinced that if I walk out of my bedroom in the middle of the night, that clown is going to be standing there. And I am terrified 6 years later
Yeah.
of this movie. I had to watch this movie several times. Oh my God, countless times to actually get to a point that I wasn't afraid of it anymore. Like I had to expose therapy myself to get to a point. This movie is so scary. And I have seen, obviously we were just talking about Boomer. I haven't seen as much as Boomer, but I've seen everything. I've seen all of the things. When I saw this movie, I thought that I was kind of done. Not done with horror, but I was done being scared. I didn't think that anything else could scare me. And then I watched Hell House. I was wrong. If you want to feel scared, this movie is essential viewing in that not only is it actually scary, but as far as a found footage mockumentary
Yeah.
goes, I think that this movie nailed it.
It definitely did. It's got some, pretty tricky shots in it. The writing's really good.
Yeah.
A lot of the scares that are set up, like the one that gets me the most, we don't want to spoil too much of anything or really go into too much of this, but is the girl in the room. That got me a lot. Like that's the one thing that I had to,
Chills.
when I first watched it, I had to shut it off. This is back when I was like really starting to really get into horror and everything. So everything was scaring me at this point. And this one really got me. And
yeah.
And I remember going to bed that night because where I lived at the time, I had a really big room and I was in there by myself. So I felt like I was him with the girl right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
like having to keep covering
Yeah.
my head and everything, and it was bad. It was really
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
So this movie
Yeah.
definitely got me for a couple of weeks, and that's why you need to go and watch it. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want genuine terror, this is a film that will genuinely terrify you. Um, and I say that as a blanket statement. I've put this out. One of the running jokes on our show is that I can figure out a way on every single episode to bring Hell House up at least once.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I love this movie and I want everybody to see it. And this this is genuine frights. This is real scares. And what makes it so scary is um this is a real location.
Yeah, you can actually go and visit it. Yeah.
So yeah, and I have
Oh
actually.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's about it's less than 2 hours from my house. So
Oh, that's
I've
not
been
too
there a
bad.
couple times. Yeah, I met the writer director, the producer who also played the cameraman Jonathan. I've met and talked to, and they're the most amazing people. But you know, they discuss in the movie, this is not a spoiler, that the original owner of the hotel set the house up like H.H. Holmes Hotel.
Yeah.
That it was very confusing and it's very disorienting and you don't know where you're going, and hallways are too narrow but then they're too wide and stairways are too long, and all of these things to kind of set you in a place that like you're not used to this. That's real. So knowing this from experience, from being inside the Abaddon Hotel, it's not called that in real life, but I've been inside the Waldorf, or it's called Waldorf in real life. Being inside the Abaddon Hotel, that is it. So the disorientation, the confusion, the terror, the fear that the characters felt in the film, that was real.
I need to
So
go and
you're
visit this
watching actual. If you ever, you got a place to stay.
place.
I got a
You
spare
got
room.
it. You got it.
Yes, but yeah, it's actually real, and the owner is such a great person. Her name is Angie. If you tell her that you're coming and you're coming from your podcast, she'll actually give you like a personal tour.
Oh hell yeah! All right, I gotta let
Yeah.
Dean know about this as
Yeah.
well. Get his ass over here.
Get him over here. Get him over here. I'll bring Booms up. I have plenty of rooms. You
Hell
guys
yeah.
have a place to stay. But yeah, like I was asked several times when I was there if I wanted to go in the basement, and I said no. I
Oh,
can't
come
tell people
on.
why, because that would be no. I said no. I've seen the movie. No. No.
I would. I'd be like, yeah, leave me down there, lock the door for an hour, and then like I will
Everybody,
torment myself.
do you know actually this I guess this has something to do with the movie. If you follow, I'll send you the link and I'll tell everybody else about the link. It's called Waldorf Estate of Fear. Okay.
Okay.
Is the real life haunt that this movie was filmed at. All of 3 of the films were filmed at. In April, there's an overnight camping experience that you can stay there. Yeah, they're really and I hate to use this word because I feel like it kind of cheapens it. They're capitalizing on the success. They're letting people stay there. They're bringing in psychics. They're doing all of these things. They're doing escape rooms, tours.
Oh man, yeah, that's
tours.
awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, right?
I'm happy for them actually. That's awesome.
Yeah. Not that, and you know what? Yeah, not to take anything away from that, because I think when you say somebody's capitalizing on something, it kind of makes it seem like they're kind of
cheapening the thrills.
Cheapening it. They're cheapening. Yeah,
just trying to sell out. Yeah,
they are not with this. I think that's another point to this movie. Why you should watch this movie. This movie is actually filmed in a real place. Did I experience a haunting when I was there? No, I was just walking through. I just wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about anything like that. Could it be? I don't know. Maybe. But you can do all of these things. So you can watch this film and you can be so terrified of it. And you can go to the place that provided your terror. Why wouldn't you want to watch a film that you can go into the film? I mean, I stood at the foot of the stairs where that scene, no spoilers,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about? That scene, I stood there and I looked up those stairs and then I walked up those stairs and I looked down those stairs. And for a film, to be able to watch a film that scares you so badly, knowing that you can actually immerse yourself in that experience in real life, watch this movie.
Hell yeah.
If you're not on the East Coast, get your ticket. Southwest has sales all the time.
Yeah, do it. Support a business also. You know, you're helping them out and you're supporting.
It's where this was filmed is a very, very small town. It's a very, very local business. It's a very, very small business. Support them. Support a small production company. You know, the Hell House movies were made by Cognetti Films. Stephen Cognetti is the writer, director, and producer and distributor. I mean, he did everything on this.
Yeah. This
is bare bones. This is actual real indie horror and indie terror. This is in my opinion, this is the greatest horror film of all time.
Wow.
Because of the level of scare and the years of scares that it gave me. I mean, as a horror fan, you want something that's going to keep giving and giving and giving and giving. You want the thing that's going to stick with you for years. This is that movie.
Oh yeah. I agree.
This is fear. This is a film representation of actual fear. Watch it. Subscribe to Screambox. Watch it over and over and over again. I've seen this movie so many times I can't tell you.
You need to be in one of the newer movies. Then you need to reach out and be like, I want to be in whatever you guys are doing next. Do it.
Oh, I am such a disgusting weirdo nerd that I actually interviewed the writer, director, and Joe Bandelli, the producer, who also played Jonathan in Hell House. I interviewed them once. I still every couple months just emailed Joe Bandelli like, "Hey,
that's awesome. Stay in
want to
contact.
talk?" And he's like, "I don't have anything to talk about." And I'm like, "You want to talk to me?" Like, I mean, I am just like, yeah. I stalked them, and I found them, and I met them, and I got them to come on my former podcast, and someday they'll be on Podcast in the Woods and Barron's too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to
putting
talk
that
to them.
energy out there.
Yes,
Joe and Steven.
Yes. Yeah. Seriously, go watch this. I have the Rotten Tomatoes over here too, that we can. I'll tell you what they are. I don't know if you know them already, but for anybody who is curious, it's actually really good reviews. So
good. Okay.
The tomato meter for only 12 reviews, 75%, which is not bad for 12 reviews if you think about it. And then the audience score with 250 plus ratings is 72%. So it's actually very, very highly reviewed, which is great. Absolutely great. And
who are the 28%? I'm
so,
confused by this.
We'll find them. But you know,
Where
as Gabby was saying, it's definitely a movie you need to go check out. Subscribe to Screambox. Go watch it on there. And I was saying to
even if it's not something that you think that you'll be scared of.
Yeah.
It's just a really good independent film.
Yeah, it really is.
Well made.
It is.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. Even
for that reason.
Yeah. So what I was telling Boomer as well, and everybody else who was listening, I like to kind of let everybody know again that you can technically go on Screambox without subscribing to watch select movies. They have some movies on there that you can watch without subscribing to kind of get a feel to how their service works. And then if you're like, oh, okay, I like how everything looks on here, like the restorations that they're using and whatnot, then you can go and do their free trial, which I'm pretty sure it's still 7 days. And then you can go and subscribe, which I think is still less than $5, which is like $1 less than Shudder, I think. Still,
Shudder's still $5.99.
Yeah, so I think they're $1 cheaper. I think. I
You're
bought
getting
them for a
all
full
of
year.
the horror for less than $12 a month. Come on.
Yeah,
that's less than you spend on coffee in a week. Come on.
Yeah, exactly, and you get so much. Yeah. And Screambox, I say all the time, is that they're adding like 20 plus titles a month. This month is a huge drop. It's huge. There's so much stuff to watch and go over. And this is why I want to do this, is kind of let everybody know it can be a little overwhelming when you go onto a service like this. You're like, what do I watch? What should I watch? Come listen to this. We're gonna guide you and tell you what you need to watch and whatnot. But that was
LLC.
yeah, that's Gabby's pick and mine. If you want more of a like, what the hell did I just watch? And you want an '80s slasher, something you can just shut your brain off. Killer Party. Oh man, this movie is great. It confuses you in the beginning because
So good.
there's technically like 3 different openings to this movie, which is great. There's the movie, and then there's the people watching it at a drive-in, which turned out to be a music video, and then the real movie. And I have the synopsis right here, which I will read very, very quickly. It's
I need to hear this.
In order to join the sorority, 3 friends go to a hazing party in an old house where a sadistic, bloodthirsty, demonic spirit is lying in wait. Okay.
Okay.
If you hear that, you're like, I'm in.
IMDb.
I am in.
Why not?
And
also 80s.
Yes, it's 80s. It's got, really good soundtrack on it. And actually, the band that played that song was a real band, and now I listen to them. They only put out 2 albums. They're called White Sister. So weird. The band
I remember that
so
from
wrong.
when you realized that it was a music video, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
So
It's so good.
and I have the Rotten Tomatoes for this too. I think this movie was so like under the radar for a lot of people. There's not a lot of reviews. Like the Tomato Meter
Never
only
heard
has
of it
1
before you
review
told me.
on it, and it doesn't even have a percentage. And then the audience score is 38% with 250 plus ratings.
Burn.
So people just don't like cheese, I guess. But it's a really, really fun film.
I will play devil's advocate on this one because I get it.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is dumb.
It is, but it's so fun.
It is. I mean, there is nothing other than actual fear. I don't think there's anything better than a really, really bad,
yeah, super cheesy,
cheese dick 80s slasher / demonic possession.
Yes.
That why would you not? Are you kidding me right now?
Hell yeah.
Watch it. Yeah.
It's super fun. This was added, I think, last month to Screenbox, so it's fairly fresh. So you guys can go watch it. I think it was last month or early this month. I forget. But it's really fun.
I appreciate you so much for giving me this to watch.
Well, I'm glad you had a fun time with it.
I loved every minute of it. It was terrible, and I loved it.
Yeah, and that's what I love about 80s movies, or even just horror movies in general. You find like this really cheesy, I'm going to shut my brain off and just watch the goofiness happen, and have a killer soundtrack, some pretty good scares in it. If the ending of the movie is off the walls because of just how crazy everything goes down and how fast it happens. The ending is a bit
like a dark ending.
Yeah, it's dark, but it kind of also ends on like a what? Like one of those notes, like what? Really? But it was really, really fun though. I enjoyed the hell out of it. With it being in a college and you dealing with all the cliques and whatnot that are going on there. You got the bossy one, you got the stupid one. All of the cliches that you could come up with is in this film. And it's really, really funny. Like, it's a horror comedy at its best, I want to say, especially in the 80s. Just go watch it. It's one of those movies.
Honestly,
like you want to talk about a lot of it because it's so nuts, but it's so nuts that it's kind of hard to talk about. So that's why I'm saying you need to watch this. Add this to your list right now. Go on Screenbox. Say, this is on my watch list. I'm going to watch this later on. It's
the poster even.
It's so good.
Why wouldn't you add it for the poster alone?
It's so good. Yeah. And there is a soundtrack that you can. I think there's a CD that was released for this. I'm trying to find it because I want to buy it and own it. I'm pretty sure there is a soundtrack out there for it. But yeah, it's one of those films that you just you want to veg out and you just want to put something on and just no.
You want to order a pizza.
Yeah.
You want to have a couple drinks. You want to eat an edible, whatever your thing is.
Hell yeah.
You want to do one of those. You know what I mean? This is that movie for that you've had a shit fucking week.
Yeah.
The kids are finally in bed. You want to remember what it was that drew you to horror in the first place. And I think it's so funny that those of us that are getting to a certain age, I wonder in a decade if 90s kids who grew up with all of those shit horror movies from the 90s,
yeah,
if they're going to be as nostalgic as we are.
I don't know if I've ever really thought about that, but that is very interesting to think about. Maybe.
Yeah, because the 80s came out with so much garbage, but it was golden garbage. It was golden garbage. This movie is golden garbage.
Hell yeah.
And I mean that with so much love. God, I loved this. I loved the experience of watching this terrible movie.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it again. I'm probably going to put it on tonight.
I'm going to make Booms watch this with me. It's so funny to me. And I think I texted him more than once last night while I was watching it. I cannot believe that you got the Bollywood scream and I got the cheesy 80s slasher.
Yeah, man.
This is 100% his wheelhouse. And I think anybody who just we all like to be scared. That's why we like horror.
Yeah.
But we all also like stupid shit.
Yeah.
And that's why we like horror. And this is a better representation of just 80s all over the place with the hair and the clothes and the effects and the story and the music.
Yeah, for sure. The music.
Almost than Return of the Living Dead. I mean, like, this really is up on par with that movie. Mm-hmm. And I think the only reason that this isn't as well remembered as Return of the Living Dead is because this movie is so fucking bad. Yeah. But also, it should be as well remembered as Return of the Living Dead because it is that bad. It's all of the things that you hate that you need.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny, too, that you say that he got the Bollywood scream. I was going to give him this one, and I was going to give you I was going to flip it, but then he gave me...
switched it.
He gave me the barn, which is like, this and the barn like go hand in hand. And I was like, okay, I got to give him this to kind of off-center it. So I figured you said you want to do Hell House. I'm like, okay, so I can kind of off-center what you're doing and give you a wacky one while you're giving everybody a scary one. So I recommend...
A literally wacky haunted house movie. This was about a Halloween party. Yeah.
So I totally recommend go watch Hell House first. Get scared. And then when you're like, oh my God, I can't sleep, put on Killer Party. This is your double feature. It's great. So I figured this would pair very, very well with
Take it from your white sister. Watch the White Sister movie.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that band, they only put out 2 records and then in the 80s, and that was it. But
you know what I think happened? I think they cut their hair.
Probably.
They couldn't do it anymore. The hair, I mean, the opening sequence, I will say that for as bad as this movie is, and I say bad in such a good way, don't underestimate this movie, anyone who's listening.
I'm backing up everything that she's saying, so yes.
Yeah, we're both saying this is so bad in such a good way. The way that they set this movie up is actually a little bit uncommon.
Yeah.
I don't know very many movies that start with, this is the plot. No, it's not. Here's the plot. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Here's a music video. It's done. And here are 40-year-old college students.
Yeah,
I mean, their C-section scars show through their clothes. I mean, God bless them. I'm glad.
And, for anybody wondering, yes, there are topless girls in here. I know everybody's always like, well, it's an 80s movie. Is there any nudity? Like, yes. If you need that, then here you go. Just like in the barn, Boomer had to pick a movie where there was, some boobs in it, like, it's okay. We can all indulge
Booms
a little bit.
Loves boobs. Yeah.
So this is definitely his film. So make sure he watches this too. And everybody else out there, make sure you go and watch this.
I told him so many times the entire
Yes.
time I was watching it. It was just like every 20 seconds, I was like, oh my God, you would not believe what just happened. You have to watch this.
It's so
And
good.
then like 20 minutes later, like, why are you not watching this? You have to watch this right now. So I hope that he watches this before he listens to this episode, because I think that he will laugh literally from beginning to end
Yeah.
about me fangirling over Hell House. And then like, yes, I think he will laugh and be like, yes, you're right. This is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. And I can guarantee you that as soon as Booms watches this, he's going to email you and ask you to guest on the episode that we do on Killer Party.
Hell yeah. I do want to actually do a full-on review of this one too at some point. A lot of these movies that we're doing in this series, I do want to do an actual review of. So I'm putting a list together right now of ones that I'm like picking out that I'm like, okay, this would be good. This would be good. But this series is also really fun too. It's really quick, you know, kind of getting people to realize like, okay, I got to go watch this now. They're saying I need to, so I'm going to. And I really have to give props to Screambox for letting us do something like this and using some of their logos and things of the like. Once again, we're not sponsored yet. We're working towards that. We're working. But it's really fun to, you know, kind of help them grow and have other creators on here like yourself, Gabby, and Boomer come over here and just talk about some films that are on the service that you both like. And I want to know what everybody else is thinking about these films that we're talking about. So make sure you're commenting below, sending us any kind of messages or whatever, being like, yeah, this movie was great or this movie sucked. Why'd you recommend it? I mean, it's horror. Everybody's not gonna like everything, you know, but this is why you're getting a lot of variety.
Shudder, you better up your game, bitches, because Screambox is coming for you hard.
Yep, and I touched on that too with Boomer. It's like they're kind of slowing down over on Shudder, is what it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, and Screambox is amping up.
Yeah, they're releasing a lot of stuff, so there's gonna be a lot of these episodes.
If there's one thing about a horror fan, we are bingers.
Yes.
You have to keep it. You have to keep it going with us, because we're not like Civil War fans, you know, historical drama fans. We're not TV fans. When we binge, we fucking binge, and we want one from each sub genre every single time we sit on our couch, and we will sit for hours or days at a time and just watch scary movies.
Oh yeah.
Shudder, Screambox is coming for you.
Yes. And Gabby, thank you so much for being here and talking about your favorite film. I know you'll be on again, just as Boomer. I'm sure he'll be on again as well. These are super fun.
I literally just rearranged our schedule while you were talking to put Killer Party on the schedule. So we're going to talk about when you're coming on the show.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, just let me know, because I'm excited. I'm very excited.
It's going to be amazing.
Hopefully that makes people go and watch it even more, because now there's going to be an actual review. Yes. But thank you, Gabby, for being here and, you know, helping me out on this.
Thank you.
I want to, you know, give a lot more light to other creators as well. So there will be other people coming on here talking about their movies. And if you are on a show, or if you're a creator and you like horror and you want to come on and talk about a movie on Screambox, give me a DM and we'll get it situated. This was super fun.
Do it.
Hell yeah. All right.
Greatest show on the planet.
Thank you. You guys are doing really well as well. But we're gonna let everybody go now. Go watch these films, please. Go watch them. Let Screambox know they're doing great.
Immediately.
Yes.
Do it.
And please let us know what you thought about these films, especially Gabby. You need to go and let her know what you thought about Hell House. If you didn't like it, she will kill you. No, I'm just kidding.
Straight up murder.
She'll tell you to go to the house, and she'll be in the basement waiting for you, but it won't be her.
In the clown costume.
Yes. All right.
I met that clown, by the way.
Yeah.
Scary.
No, it's terrifying. It really is.
I almost left. Yeah.
All right, everybody. We're gonna let everybody go now. Go watch these films.
This was a killer party.
Oh my God! Yes, wow,
Bam! Mic drop. Thank you.
Wow. All right, we're gonna end on that note. Gabby, thank you so much for being here, and we'll be talking soon.
I'll talk to you soon.
Hell yeah!
All right,
everybody.
Bye.
Have a good one.